But the company got to a point that I was basically not sleeping and pulling my hair out, where you just was like, okay, enough's enough. I need to step in and help. I'm going to quit my teaching job, which I know was...
That was hard.
It was hard for you to do. You now, in a sense, have a full-time job in the company. I do all the wrenching and everything else, but...
Derek Bieri became a household name through the YouTube...
But the company got to a point that he was basically not sleeping. Yep, and pulling my hair out where you just was like, okay, enough's enough. I need to step in and help. I'm going to quit me teaching job. Which I know was hard, that IT was hard for you to do. You now in a sense have a full-time job in the company. I do all the wrenching and everything else. But Derek Bieri became a household name through the YouTube channel Vice Grip Garage. Each episode showcased his passion for reviving abandoned classic cars. Most mechanics would have scrapped. Fans loved his humor, approach, and the way he hunted down forgotten machines in fields and barns, but in recent years, many have wondered what happened to the man who turned budget builds into must-watch content. From suffering a near-fatal accident to his tools being stolen, Derek's journey took turns few expected. Join us as we explore what happened to Derek Bieri, back on the road after 30 years and Makit look killer. And then that immediately happens to me that's fine that in early February 2023, Derek was doing what he loved most, riding dirt bikes and hanging out on his land. He learned to control the throttle before most kids could even ride a bike. But that day, he hit a muddy spot and gave it too much gas. Everything changed in an instant. The fun stopped suddenly when the front forks failed without warning. Derek flew over the handlebars and hit the ground hard. He was hurt right away. Several broken ribs and dislocated fingers. Suddenly, even simple movements were difficult. Breathing hurt. Talking hurt. Any twisting, lifting, pushing, pulling, leaning, standing, or walking sent pain through his torso. For someone who works on cars for a living, the timing couldn't have been worse. To make things more complicated, Sick Week 2023 was just days away. This event is a Tauthausen drive competition that covers several racetracks in the southeast. It takes a lot of preparation. Derek planned to race his 1971 Chevelle, but it still needed engine and transmission work. With broken ribs, he couldn't pull the big block. He couldn't even lean over the fender without wincing. Instead of sitting out, Derek changed his plan. His 1970 Dodge Challenger RT, known as the Vanishing Paint Car, was ready enough to race. He loaded up and went to the starting line. Even though his injuries would have kept most people at home, he didn't just make it through the week. He pushed through pain that was clear on camera and set his best time ever in that Challenger. Fans watching noticed something was off before he said anything. They saw his slower movements, the careful way he got in and out of the car, and the grimace she couldn't hide. When Derek finally shared the story in a video, comments poured in with support and stories from viewers who had been through similar crashes. By mid-2023, Derek recovered from the dirt bike crash and returned to work. But a few months later, he would watch something he'd built get destroyed. In July 2025, Derek lost one of his most trusted vehicles. His black and red 1991 Chevrolet Suburban caught fire while he was driving home from the Yola Car Show in Wisconsin. This truck was more than just a project car. Derek and his son Bradley had taken it on a West Coast adventure, making memories that went beyond fixing engines. It looks like the fire started in the rear air conditioning unit. By the time Derek pulled over, it was too late. The Suburban was a total loss. Everyone got out safely. Derek made sure to share that right away when he posted about the loss on Instagram. Still, seeing a dependable truck burn on the side of the highway feels much worse than losing an old barn find that barely ran. This Suburban had proven itself over thousands of miles. Instead offering an insurance claim that would have paid less than the truck was worth, Derek asked VM Performance to strip the Suburban for usable parts. The big block and transmission were put into another Chevy square body truck with a chevron bed, turning a loss into another revival story. That's the Vice Grip Garage way. Don't mourn what's broken. Turn it into something that runs. But as Derek recovered from the accident online, a different story was spreading. By 2025, Derek faced a problem he never saw coming when he first started filming oil changes in his garage. Social media posts began to claim he had died. Some blamed a garage accident. Others invented stories about illness, jail, or strange disappearances. None of these stories was true. Derek has responded to the rumors many times, and each time he has grown more frustrated. The death claims upset him most, not because of his ego, but because they scare his mother. They confuse his kids' friends at school. They misled the community he had spent years building, leading people to think something terrible had happened. In September 2025, Derek spoke directly to his followers on Instagram. He said he was alive, his channel was still running, and the fake videos were nonsense. Meanwhile, Derek's solution to the rumors has been simple. Keep posting and stay visible. If you posted a video yesterday, you are clearly not dead. Although the fake videos were bad enough, someone decided to take something real. Before Vice Grip Garage. Derek, a household name in the automotive world, he had never had a single tool stolen in 20 years off working on cars. That changed in 2022 when someone took a $1,200 carburetor from his property. Security cameras captured hooded figures moving with confidence and speed, a sign that the theft was deliberate and well-planned, yet no one was ever caught. Afterwards, Derek improved his security by adding better coverage, motion sensors, and additional lighting around the shop. The loss hurt, but it felt manageable, and the theft seemed like the price you pay when millions of people know where you work. But March 2025 was a whole new experience. Someone stole tools right out of Derek's truck. His whole box kit, a set he often praised for its quality and how easy it was to carry, was gone. A Milwaukee case filled with equipment he had collected over the years was also missing. Derek shared his frustration on Facebook, and it was obvious how upset he was. These weren't just cheap replaceable tools. They were the kind a mechanic grows attached to, the ones that fit your hand perfectly after years of use. The community responded right away. Fans filled the comments with ideas like using GP strikers, hiding air tags and toolboxes, checking every pawn shop within 50 mi and watching Craigslist and Marketplace. Some even wished the thief had some car troubles. Eventually, Derek bought a new Boxo kit quickly and kept making videos on schedule. However, the theft made one thing clear: being in the spotlight brings hidden costs you can't measure on a balance sheet. Still, replacing stolen tools was easy compared to what he had to deal with next. For years, Vice Grip Garage posted new videos every week without fail. Derek would drag old cars out of fields, get them running, and share the results almost right away. That consistent upload schedule helped build a loyal audience. People always knew when to watch, and Derek always came through. But things changed in mid-2023. Instead of weekly videos, new uploads came only twice a month or even less. Fans started asking questions in the comments. On Reddit, people wondered if Derek was okay or if something was going on that no one knew about. But there was a reason for the change. After years of pressure, Derek finally hit a breaking point. Before starting his YouTube channel, Derek served as CEO of an automotive parts company. Long hours and constant meetings wore him down. And by 2016, even the projects he once loved felt like work. He went to therapy and left the corporate world behind, hoping that YouTube would give him a fresh start. At first, it worked. The channel grew from simple how-to videos to big car rescue adventures. When the pandemic hit, more people watched from home, and the channel subscribers increased past 500,000. Sponsors and TV networks reached out, but before long, what started as an escape began to feel like another kind-of trap. Derek was filming, editing, rescuing cars for days at a time, managing sponsors, and engaging with fans, all while spending nearly 300 nights a year away from home. Then non-stop pace led to another burnout and ultimately forced him to scale back his schedule. The slower pace helped, but the real change had started years earlier when Derek packed up his family and left Minnesota behind for good. In 2021, Derek moved his family from Minnesota to Tennessee. They bought 22 acres in Cornersville for $825,000 and called it Vice Grip Lodge. Tennessee had no state income tax and he and his family could enjoy lower utility bills and milder weather, allowing him to film year-round. In contrast, Minnesota winters sometimes dropped to -38°, costing him months of work. Meanwhile, Tennessee's central location also made it easier to travel to events. Now he could drive to Florida in a day instead of 3 because his channel focused on road trips and car rescues. Where he lived mattered more than most people might expect. The Tennessee property had space for a bigger shop and plenty of room for the kids to ride dirt bikes without disturbing anyone. There were no homeowner association rules about what they could keep in their yards. Instead of juggling several storage spots in Minnesota, Derek could keep everything shop, project cars, and filming equipment on one property. Also, Tennessee offered a kind of rural freedom that Minnesota, despite its positives, just didn't have. For a family needing space to work and relax, Tennessee was the right fit. The move also made business easier. For a channel about efficiency and making the most of what you have, this setup made perfect sense. For a while, everything went smoothly. Derek could create content year-round without taking seasonal breaks. But the attention that helped Vice Grip Garage grow was about to turn the Tennessee property into a problem. As the YouTube channel became more popular, the attention grew beyond just the videos. After the subscriber count exceeded 2.4 million, some viewers began using clues from the videos and public records to locate the family's property. Details in the background, quick shots, and public county records helped determined fans put the pieces together. Uninvited visitors started showing up at the gate. Some wanted photos or just to say hello. Others walked onto the property without asking, as if watching someone online meant they knew them. The usual boundaries between creator and audience didn't matter. As more people learned where the property was, thefts became more common. What started as flattering attention became a real safety worry, especially with 3 kids at home. Both Jessica and Derek were concerned. Having their workspace attached to their home, which once seemed perfect, now felt like a mistake. Derek began editing his videos more carefully, blurring backgrounds, and taking out anything that could reveal the location. But it was too late. The address was already out there and some people didn't see the difference between watching content and showing up at someone's home without permission. Derek and his family knew things had to change. They couldn't keep living like this. By late 2025, Derek put the Tennessee property up for sale at $1.95 million, more than twice what he had paid 4 years before. The farm equipment sold quickly and the project cars were soon gone. It was clear that another move was coming, but this time the planning would be very different. Derek considered buying the next property through an LLC to keep ownership records private. He also considered using a separate filming location set up like a museum while keeping the family home completely private and untraceable. The Tennessee property had served its purpose well. The value appreciation alone represented an innovative business. But no profit offsets the stress of strangers appearing unannounced or the fear that comes with knowing your address is public knowledge. Protecting family comes first, even if it means uprooting everything they built and starting over somewhere new, because his family was always there for him, just like they had been from the beginning. From the beginning, Derek made Vice Grip Garage a family business. His wife Jessica has been the backbone since day one, well before subscriber numbers mattered. They got married in 2008, and as the channel grew from a hobby into something bigger, she took over everything behind the scenes. She helps with filming, manages merchandise, handles the schedule, and talks to sponsors. Jessica does all the challenging work. Some of his restored cars go to Mkum auctions where they sell for prices that reflect years of careful work. Family life has changed since the busy early days. After the accident, Derek had to rethink his priorities. Now Jessica and the kids are part of every decision in ways that weren't possible when growing the channel was the primary goal. They make time for movie nights and protect their holidays. Meanwhile, Derek has also been putting money back into new projects and giving back to others while staying true to his background. Long before Vice Grip Garage brought him fame, Derek Bieri learned that